speak only the truth, demands clarity and purpose, a principle that resonates deeply with Carl Jung's concept of integrating our internal archetypes to guide both thought and action. But why does this matter when someone persistently occupies your mind? Jung proposed that the psyche often projects its anima or animus onto others, especially those who captivate us. Perhaps you admire someone for their emotional depth, intellectual brilliance, or creative spark. But what you're truly responding to is a reflection of yourself, awakened through them. It's less about them and more about what they illuminate within you. The Stoics would suggest approaching these emotions with curiosity rather than obsessive attachment. Instead of idealizing another person, pause and ask yourself, what qualities in this individual resonate so profoundly within me? Are they embodying traits I yearn to cultivate in myself, or are they mirroring aspects of my own being that I've neglected? Recognizing projections in relationships transforms emotional turbulence into a pathway toward personal growth. Whether it's admiration or irritation, these projections serve as invitations to understand ourselves better. Projections reveal profound truths about our inner world. The Stoics understood that self-awareness is the cornerstone of wisdom and composure. When emotions overflow, reflective practices become essential. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that if someone's behavior disturbs you, it's your fault for allowing it. In the context of projections, this means stepping back and asking, what is this really about? It's not blame, it's clarity, an opportunity to uncover the deeper roots of our reactions and use them as catalysts for transformation. Ultimately, the Stoics teach us that every thought and emotion offers a chance to deepen self-knowledge. When we project desires, fears, or traits onto others, we can learn to reclaim those qualities within ourselves. This journey leads to authenticity and integration, a harmonious alignment of heart and mind. Imperfections also hold immense potential for growth. Though we might instinctively avoid or hide flaws, they are powerful indicators of areas ripe for development. The Stoics saw life's challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to evolve into our best selves. Ignored strengths and overlooked weaknesses can be confronted head-on, paving the way toward self-mastery. Have you ever experienced the strange sensation of thinking about someone, only for them to suddenly reach out to you? Or perhaps you've been reflecting on someone and unexpectedly encounter them in the most surprising place. These moments feel like synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that transcend mere chance. Jung describes such events as glimpses of the unconscious mind connecting internal thoughts with external happenings in ways that seem deeply significant. They act as mirrors, reflecting something hidden within us. The Stoics did not dismiss such moments either. Believing in the logos, the rational order governing the universe, they viewed these instances as opportunities to reflect on interconnectedness and derive wisdom from experience. Imagine carrying unresolved feelings for someone, only for that person to reappear unexpectedly. Perhaps you cross paths by chance, or hear their name mentioned in conversation. For Jung, these moments are not random. They are signals pointing to something we need to address. Similarly, the Stoics would urge us to examine our response. Why does this moment feel so meaningful? By embracing these ideas, we move closer to fully understanding ourselves. By confronting projections, exploring synchronicities, and addressing unresolved emotions, we embark on a transformative journey toward wholeness, guided by both heart and mind. Blaming others might appear harmless in the moment, but it carries within it the quiet power to dismantle the very foundations of our personal growth. At first glance, shifting responsibility may offer a fleeting sense of relief, shielding our ego from discomfort. Yet, over time, this habit erodes everything we've worked so hard to build: our confidence, our relationships, and our ability to shape our own future. Each time we point a finger at someone else, we surrender a piece of our agency, relinquishing the power to define our path forward. Stoicism teaches us that true empowerment lies in focusing on what we can control: our reactions, our choices, and our actions. By releasing external factors beyond our influence, we step fully into our potential. When we take ownership of how we respond to challenges, we reclaim our authority and purpose. On the other hand, Blaming others creates barriers that damage connections, foster negativity, and block opportunities for learning. It's a temporary escape that ultimately keeps us trapped in cycles of stagnation. This philosophy isn't about denying emotions or excusing others' mistakes. It's about recognizing that the only thing we truly have dominion over is ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic thinkers and a Roman emperor who faced immense challenges, often emphasized the importance of turning obstacles into opportunities. He believed that the very hurdles blocking our way could become the path to progress if approached with the right mindset. By setting aside blame and examining our role in life's difficulties, we unlock lessons that transform setbacks into stepping stones toward wisdom and resilience. Imagine a project that fails to meet expectations. The natural tendency might be to blame the team, poor timing, or insufficient resources. But what if instead you asked yourself, what could I have done differently? Did I communicate my ideas clearly? Was I fully prepared to lead? This kind of honest introspection demands courage and humility, but it's the key to genuine growth. Accepting responsibility not only equips us with knowledge to improve, but also deepens our character and broadens our understanding of life. It cultivates compassion and empathy, reminding us that imperfection is universal. We all stumble, and we all have room to grow. This perspective redefines how we interact with others, fostering richer, more supportive relationships. On your journey of self-improvement, pause before pointing a finger. Reflect deeply on your role in any situation. What lesson does this experience hold for you? Growth doesn't come from perfection. It arises from evolution, the willingness to learn, adapt, and refine our approach through every challenge. Life unfolds as a series of lessons, each offering an opportunity to refine who we are. Mistakes aren't failures. They're invitations to develop greater self-awareness and resilience. Embrace them as tools of transformation, rather than reasons to assign blame. In communication, the same principle applies. Have you ever been in a conversation where your words seemed unheard, where the other person appeared more interested in speaking than listening? This dynamic stifles connection and inhibits growth for both parties. True dialogue thrives on mutual exchange, with listening playing a central role. The Stoics valued listening above speaking, understanding that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, to listen twice as much as we talk. Listening isn't passive. It's an active engagement with another's thoughts and feelings, requiring patience, openness, and curiosity. By embracing responsibility, not just in our actions, but also in our interactions, we open doors to deeper understanding, stronger relationships, and a life marked by continuous growth. So the next time you feel the urge to blame or dominate a conversation, pause. Ask yourself, what am I missing here? What can I learn? In those moments of reflection lies the seed of meaningful change. When we truly listen, when we immerse ourselves in the words, emotions, and perspectives of others, we uncover truths that illuminate not only their world, but ours as well. In doing so, we communicate respect, empathy, and a genuine desire to learn, laying the foundation for relationships built on trust and mutual understanding. Yet the urge to interrupt or dominate conversations often stems from an underlying need for control or to validate our own worth. True confidence, however, does not silence others. It embraces humility, recognizing strength in listening and valuing differing viewpoints. When we accept that we don't have all the answers, we open ourselves to a universe of new ideas, insights, and experiences. In professional settings, this principle becomes even more critical. A leader who constantly interrupts their team may project authority at first, but over time, such behavior breeds frustration, demotivation, and stifled creativity. Conversely, a leader who listens fosters an environment where innovation, initiative, and collaboration thrive. Effective leadership hinges on being fully present, actively listening to your team, understanding their challenges, and offering meaningful support. So, how do we sharpen our listening skills? It begins with intentionality. Before entering a conversation, remind yourself of the inherent value in what the other person has to say. Resist the temptation to mentally rehearse your response while they're speaking. Instead, focus entirely on understanding their perspective. Ask thoughtful questions, reflect on their words, and engage deeply. These small yet transformative practices can elevate your interactions, making them more productive and enriching for everyone involved. The Stoics understood the profound power of silence, not as emptiness, but as space for mindful attention. In moments of stillness, we create room for others to express their thoughts and emotions fully, deepening our understanding of them. This practice also connects us with our inner wisdom, fostering self-awareness and clarity. Empathy, in its most authentic form, bridges divides and nurtures relationships. It is the quiet force that allows us to transcend differences, forging bonds of compassion and shared humanity. Without empathy, we struggle to relate, connect, and grow together. Stoic philosophy champions empathy because it equips us to navigate life's complexities with fairness, kindness, and insight. Imagine a manager who overlooks the growing stress of their team during a high-pressure deadline. Their lack of empathy leads to burnout, declining morale, and reduced productivity. On the other hand, a leader who empathizes, understanding and addressing the emotional needs of their team, cultivates a culture of support, resilience, and excellence. Empathy is not merely about being kind, it's about being effective. It inspires loyalty, encourages cooperation, and builds lasting connections. To nurture empathy, start by putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Ask yourself, what might this person be feeling? What challenges are they facing? These reflective questions deepen your understanding of others and guide you to respond with patience and compassion. Additionally, by recalling your own experiences, acknowledging that you too have faced struggles, joys, and disappointments, you can forge a stronger emotional connection with those around you. This shared understanding strengthens bonds and fosters more compassionate interactions. Ultimately, listening and empathy rank among the most powerful tools for personal growth and meaningful connection. When we genuinely listen and remain open to diverse perspectives, we enhance both our relationships and our individual development. Stoicism teaches us that the path to wisdom lies not in achieving perfection, but in staying open, reflective, and committed to continuous improvement. Transforming fear into growth. The Stoic way. Fear and failure are universal experiences, inevitable companions on life's journey. They can feel like anchors, tethering us to our comfort zones and discouraging exploration. But here lies the pivotal truth. Our response to these forces defines the trajectory of our lives. The fear of failure looms large, casting shadows of doubt and indecision. However, Stoicism offers a guiding light, urging us to reframe fear not as an obstacle but as an opportunity, a catalyst for growth. It warns us to proceed with caution, prioritizing safety over risk, or even avoiding action altogether. It whispers doubts about our abilities and amplifies the perceived costs of effort. Yet here lies the paradox. In protecting ourselves from failure, we inadvertently block the path to our greatest achievements. The Stoic philosophers offer a profound perspective on this matter. They remind us that it is not external events themselves that disturb us, but the meaning we assign to them. The fear of failure is not rooted in the act of failing, but in the narratives we construct around it. If we view failure as catastrophic, it will feel insurmountable. But if we redefine it as an opportunity for growth, it becomes a stepping stone toward wisdom and progress. The Stoics urge us to examine our thoughts and fears carefully. What exactly do we fear about failure? Are these fears grounded in reality, or are they inflated by our imagination? Recall moments when hesitation held you back. Was it the fear of not achieving your goals that paralyzed you? Now, imagine what would have happened if you had failed. Would the outcome truly have matched your worst expectations? Most often, we discover that the consequences of failure are far less severe than we imagined. Even in failure, we gain invaluable lessons that make us stronger and wiser. Failure rarely means defeat. Rather, it represents experience, a crucial ingredient for achieving mastery. Consider, for instance, the entrepreneur immobilized by the thought of launching their business or the writer too timid to share their work. Their reluctance keeps them stuck, denying them the chance to learn and grow. Every mistake carries lessons that sharpen judgment, build resilience, and pave the way to eventual success. This aligns perfectly with the Stoic ideal of fortitude. The Stoics did not preach avoidance of suffering. They emphasized the power of rising each time we stumble. The fear of failure should not dictate our lives, for it can rob us of fulfillment, leaving us burdened with regret, not for the actions we took, but for the opportunities we let slip away. The Stoics believed in living in harmony with nature, embracing its unpredictability and risks. By confronting our fear of failure, we align ourselves with courage and purpose. A powerful Stoic practice is premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of adversity. This involves vividly imagining the worst-case scenario and mentally preparing to face it. When we engage in this exercise, we often realize we are far more capable of enduring setbacks than we assumed. Paradoxically, the anticipation of failure can be more paralyzing than failure itself. This mental preparation not only reduces anxiety, but also equips us to tackle challenges head-on. So how do we begin dismantling this fear? Start with small steps. Set achievable goals that involve calculated risks. Each small victory reinforces confidence and diminishes apprehension toward larger endeavors. Reflecting on past failures is also deeply transformative. Looking back, we often recognize that the lessons learned from those experiences propelled us forward in future attempts. Think of those who exude unshakable confidence. Confidence has its place, but there is a fine line between healthy self-assurance and overconfidence. Overconfidence obscures our limitations, setting the stage for avoidable mistakes. True strength lies in balancing self-confidence with humility, acknowledging both our potential and our vulnerabilities. Imagine strolling through a neighborhood you know like the back of your hand, so focused on reaching your destination that you overlook the caution tape warning of an unstable sidewalk ahead. The Stoics remind us that true confidence isn't about silencing inner doubts, but embracing them as tools to question and refine our beliefs and abilities. They gifted us the dichotomy of control, a framework for discerning what lies within our power and what does not. Overconfidence tricks us into believing we have mastery over far more than we actually do, setting the stage for unforeseen setbacks. It's not merely a harmless trait in a colleague. It's a psychological barrier with profound consequences. Poor decisions, failed projects, and fractured relationships. In both professional and personal realms, overconfidence can isolate us by discouraging collaboration and deepening our mistakes. The Stoic antidote to overconfidence doesn't dismantle self-esteem. It fosters a balance between confidence and humility. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, constantly reflected on the value of listening to others and confronting our own imperfections. To him, overconfidence was a form of arrogance, a dangerous flaw that distances us from others and distorts our perception of reality. His remedy? Self-reflection and continuous learning. No matter how vast our knowledge, there's always room to expand it. Cultivating self-awareness anchors us in truth, shielding us from the perils of an inflated ego. A practical starting point is welcoming feedback with open arms. When someone critiques our work, defensiveness may arise, but every critique is a gift offering clarity on how to improve. Another vital practice is setting aside time for reflection. Ask yourself daily, what went well today? What didn't? How can I grow tomorrow? This process roots confidence in tangible achievements while leaving space for progress. Engaging with diverse perspectives is equally crucial. Overconfidence thrives in echo chambers where ideas go unchallenged. By seeking different viewpoints, we not only temper arrogance, but also enrich our empathy and understanding, qualities essential for building meaningful connections. At its core, a Stoic mindset recognizes that success is fleeting and failure inevitable. Acknowledging our vulnerability, that mistakes are part of being human, helps moderate overconfidence. Each failure becomes less a blow to pride and more a lesson in growth, a reminder that development is ongoing. This perspective not only shields us from the dangers of overconfidence, but also strengthens resilience and adaptability. By viewing failure as an integral part of the journey, we emerge stronger and better prepared for future challenges. So let us move forward, learn, and remember. True wisdom lies in navigating success and failure with serenity. Let us stand firm, stay humble, and advance with wisdom.